What is going on, everyone? My name is Boyd, and I am back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the top of the map in the blue color, playing as Odin. His name is Three-Eyed Odin. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Loki. He's from the SOEE clan. I have no idea what that clan is, but his name is Mito. The map is Ghostlake, and this is the round of 64 games for the Bill Gregg Open. It's a best of 5, so we're going to see many games. Maps Ghostlake, as we said. We'll see what these guys come up with. A little bit of backstory about Three-Eyed Odin. He's a Nilla player, which means he learnt the game playing Nilla, which does change the way you think about this game quite a bit, and you have to sort of... What do you think? You have to like kind of change the way you think about the game, because it's the same game, but it's like there's slight differences. Like auto queue means so much more to the game in the way that it plays out. Shooting docks changes water maps like no other. Free myth units do their thing. And of course, especially in this matchup, the reduced favor of myth units really comes in huge, because Loki can spam those. Myth units. You can get them out there, and not only can he spam them from the temple, but they come out of his Hersa faster, because the way the Hersa spawn mechanic works is that the Hersa themselves have their own separate favor pool. And when they fight, they go up in the in favor. And once they hit a certain amount of favor, they will spawn a myth unit based on what it decided. Tectonus, yes, Three-Eyed Odin is also known as Ori or No Mercy. And thank you so much for the kind words. Eric Crimit, I cannot say your name. There's no way that's possible to say without the vowels, but I went for it. Are we seeing the issue of the house? No, you don't get housed as Odin if you throw your house up as this villager, as your like 16th population is building. You start the house just before that starts, you're always going to get it up. Because the house has 14 build time and the gatherers have 14 build time. Dwarves have like 16 build time or something like that. Alrighty, what are we going to see? We've got the temple coming up for Mito. It's a lucky gold mine spawn here for Three-Eyed Odin, because Heimdall Rush on against Odin as Loki it's so potent. It's really hard to defend against it because you don't have access to trolls, and oftentimes Loki can just walk in with his undermine out both of these sentry towers if you know what you're doing with the undermine there. And then you can just sit on this gold mine. But there's this back gold mine here as well. So if Mito comes in with his Heimdall Rush, which it looks like he's not doing, but if he did, he would be able to get rid of these two sentry towers. But there's this one here as well. It's you can't get all three of them with one single undermine. And then you also have to know what you're doing with the undermine as well. But we are seeing the temple up in the base for Three-Eyed Odin and for Mito. Looking like we're going to see standard Forseti play here. I should probably click this button, or if it's going to get real annoyed at me. Twitch chicken lover, why didn't I enter the Bill Gregg tournament? I'm retired, man. I don't play tournaments anymore. I just love the game. I like casting, and I'll play for fun. But whenever I play serious, I get really angry when I lose, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna chill for this one. Because I will inevitably lose. There's no way I would get past this competition. It's probably the most fierce competition we've seen in the tournament for quite a while. And the top players, man, they're really good. We have Player, we have Joe, Scardy, Shelty. So many really top players are in this tournament. And then the level below them's there as well. Like, just so many really talented players. Seeing Freya come through for Three-Eyed Odin, so no Heimdall. Mito going through Forseti. They're both coming up at the same time. Looks like this Ursa is going to get a little bit of a bash away from the villagers. And then once this Ursa of 300 Odin comes to meet Mito's, he should be running away from here. Valkyrie even going to come in and help out. If I'm 3-eyed Odin here, I'm going to be sending this Valkyrie straight onto villagers because you know that Mito's sending all of his units to attack me right now. So you want to get that harass going while you're being attacked. You don't need this Valkyrie really to defend. Get this Longhouse up. Get a couple of early Ulfsark out to defend it. Will get that nice villager pick off there from Mito. Good micro there. Well done, Mito. And now I can just retreat, chuck down the healing spring, leave these low HP Herser behind, get all the Thanes, and then he's in a really good position. What's this relic we got here? We've got Tusk of the Iron Boar. It's not going to come into handy. It's not going to come in handy. It's not going to come in handy. Does that make sense? Whatever. It's not going to be that impactful in the game until we start seeing Jarl coming out, because you don't want to build raiding cavalry in this matchup pretty much at all. They're too slow to build, and they don't do very well against the Herser spam. You want to be making Throw-in Axemen, Herser, and like a little bit of Ulfsark as well, just to like beef up your army a little bit, because these units take so long to build. We are seeing the Raven does scout this food gathering operation here, and we do see the Valkyrie incoming now. He's on top of this gold mine. It's going to be just a little bit of harass. I like that Mito's not overreacting to this attack here, just pulling off a couple of those dwarves. Takes a little bit of HP damage there, but it's not going to impact the rest of his gold mining operation. That really nice reaction to that attack there. Super well played. Ferrero needs to get these. Does he know about it? Yeah, he does. He needs to get these villagers going. He's did have the nice goat scouting at the early stages, so he can see this. You can see he checked out both of his corners with this goat. As Norse in Norse Wars, the only real goat. Well, let's just say as Norse, you want to be using your goat to scout as early as you possibly can, and then by about the 2-minute mark, you've scouted the corners of the maps. Because you've only got access to one scouting unit who also needs to build buildings. So really important. We're seeing a really nice raid coming in here from Mito. Gets that house going down very, very fast. And if we check out Mito's favor right there, he's got 16 favor already. Gets the kill on the sentry tower as well. Might have been worthwhile for him to delete it, as we see 3-eyed Odin does delete this one. Very, very nicely played there by 3-eyed Odin as Mito is coming out. Useless or Ihimi says, how do you counter Loki's random myth unit spawn? You counter myth units with heroes, right? You gotta make those heroes, and we are seeing the Herser coming out, but basically as Odin here, your aim is to get this second town center up. Or basically get to the heroic age, like click Skadi. While you click Skadi, get this second town center up. Build lots of walls, build lots of throwing axemen, and sit behind the throwing axemen and try and get to the mythic age if you can do that. Unfortunately for 3-eyed Odin, he doesn't have any town center that sits on top of his gold mines, and it's going to be really hard for him to secure a gold mine out of his base. But luckily for him, he does have this 3,000 gold here, which you have to be really, really specific with how you're spending your resources in order to do the strategy of only 6,000 gold total. But I'm pretty sure you can get there. So this town center should be coming up fairly soon. We should be seeing an armory coming through. There's the armory, and 3-eyed Odin is almost there. It's actually a really nice timing. You can see 10 minutes into the game is when you want to be going here. And Mito is also really nice timing as well. He's actually done the build order correctly. You can see he's only put 10 dwarves onto gold, and the rest went onto food here. See, he chucked his dwarves straight onto herdables here. Exceptional play. This is a perfect Loki macro. Allows you to get the heroic age just before the 10-minute mark. And if we check out how many Herser he's built, specifically made 10 Herser. This is like a really old strategy which works super well, but you have to play perfectly with your army because you can't throw away army. And then while you're advancing to the next stage, you start these Herser back up again, and you try and get up to 115 population and get a flaming weapons attack going, and it's going to be really difficult for 3-eyed Odin to defend against. However, we do have Skadi incoming, and it should be enough here to stop the flaming weapons attack. So maybe Mito should be on top of this, be counting the units that 3-eyed Odin has here, because he's only got 5 Herser, which means he hasn't spent that much food in the way of units or military, which means he's going to get to the heroic age at roughly the same time, even though he's got more military because he's got those throwing axemen as well. So maybe he'll be thinking about going straight to the heroic age, sorry, the mythic age himself, chuck down a market. Nah, he's got too many dwarves on gold. This indicates to me he wants to go for battle ball spam. Got the double temple up, he's got the battle ball auto queued, and we do see throughout Odin's looking like he's trying to bait the. This is really smart. If he did this a little bit earlier, he's trying to bait the flaming weapons by being out of position. But right now, Mito's army is so much stronger than 3-eyed Odin's. He does not need to cast flaming weapons. He can just jump onto this army. This is super out of position. This is not going to be good for 3-eyed Odin at all. And we're seeing nice throwing axeman attacks here. Does not want to be attacking the battle ball with those though. And here we go. Gets a nice surround. The battle ball on the outside. Forest fire does get cast. Myth unit spawn there with the Valkyrie. And then this is not good for 3-eyed Odin. Gets complete surround. These Hertz are going to start spawning myth units like crazy. Got the troll out as well. Even with all of these throwing axemans out. Einherjar as well. And we've got the Frost Giant in here for 3-eyed Odin. But that's going to do nothing to all of these Hertz. And now 3-eyed Odin is just going to have to tap out. GG, well played. That's super awkward. I could see what he was trying to do. He wanted to get the flaming weapons cast, so he pushes his army out early. But the Skadi came in too early for that. Had Mito seen the army be like, oh, I can cast flaming weapons, get a really strong attack here. But unfortunately, that's just not what happened there. He mistimed his push out, and Mito could just completely steamroll here. I feel like 3-eyed Odin could have. He got the perfect timing on this heroic age. He was playing perfectly up until that point for macro wise. He did lose a villager or whatever, but macro wise, strategy wise, perfect. He just needed to grab this town center and then try and get to the mythic age. If he gets to the mythic age through Balder, then these myth units mean nothing because you have like at least 50, if not 60 rag heroes. And then this gold mine expires really, really early, and then you get a really strong gold star because there's only 4 gold mines here. But that being said, you also have to outplay the Loki, who also has options of raiding, pushing into you, making your life a bit miserable. But 3-eyed Odin just got completely run over there. So super well played by Mito. We'll run into game number 2 really shortly. Thanks for hanging out with me, and we will continue shortly.